The business world is a competitive world. We are all racing for one goal. We want to be first, finish on top of our competitors. To achieve our goal, we need planning. The most important plan is how to get customers. It would be great if we could just shout out to them. Only problem there, we don't know what they're thinking. We have always done what our competitors have done and business owners before us. We put in our marketing strategy. We review it, and then we just accept the results. But what if we could just call out to our customers anytime we want it? We can, but either no one is telling you how or you're too busy to listen. Now, before I can get into the CA plan and what makes it so unique and powerful, I just want to take a second and talk about competition. Since a young age, we have had being competitive and being number one drilled into us. Being competitive and striving to be number one makes us successful. In professional sports, no owner or team are working to be last. Pro teams want to win the Super Bowl, the World Series, and other major events. You don't see race car drivers racing for last place. In business, the money is not with last place. It's striving to be the best, which leads to success. The New York Yankees baseball team didn't win all those World Series championships by striving to be last. They did it by getting ahead of their competitors. The New York Yankees are not the highest paid team because they want to finish last. The owners know getting ahead of their competition will lead to success. The CA plan will put you ahead of your competitors. Here is an example. You can put whatever business you're in and you will see the same results. In this example, I'm using dentist as my business category. I'm also using the yellow pages in this example only to express in my own opinion how I believe that you'll agree the CA plan will give you better and quicker results. I want to start out talking about your competition. Now, looking at the zip code map here of 33626 with the yellow circle around it, you'll see 33625 to the right, circled in green, 33635 circled in aqua blue, 33615 in red. To the left, you'll see a couple check marks in green there, I believe, and they're in the neighboring counties, which are also a direct competitor, and above with the X is a zip code we aren't putting into the example. Okay, now here's the ad, or here's the page for the yellowpages.com. And as you can see on the left side, in the light blue there, you'll see there's 6 slots there, and those are paid ads. Now those are the ones that stay there all the time. And then down the right hand side, you'll see those are also paid advertisers. Those are the people who spent more money. And then down on the left side, just below the light blue there where the 6 advertisers are, those are your paid, your free ads, I believe is what all those are. I don't know a lot about yellowpages.com. I just know what people have been telling me about it and how disappointed they are, and that's just what I'm told. Okay, I'm just repeating what I'm told. Okay, now here I kind of broke it down a little bit different, but I just pretty well explained it. So here, let's just take a close look. Now here it is. Here's dentist, and I put in the area code is 33626, and you see here's the 4, and then there's 2 more in the other paid ones. And you see none of those are 33626, not even the 2 that aren't showing. And then down along the right hand side would be all the other paid advertisements there. Alright, as you move down the page just below those 6, you'll start seeing, I believe these are all just free ads in there. And when you type in 33626, all the 33626 dentists that are listed in yellowpages.com that have the listing in there, they show up in that kind of order, which is really no order. It's not advertised or anything. So I don't know if it's a first come first serve type of deal or whatever. So if you're not drilling the first 2 or 3, you're probably not going to be seen, and it goes down 30 on each page. And I'm going to go back to that first page. And did you see how many dentists it has in here? 1,295. Now those aren't all in that zip code. It starts off with the ones in that zip code, and then it just goes with other listings that are close to the 33626. Alright, so if you're not in this top area here, you're probably not going to get the exposure, because when people go in there, no matter what, they're not going to do that much searching. It's just like if they go on Google search, they don't, they look at the first couple, and then if they don't like them, they do another search. And so here it is. Now this is the same thing. If you put in just Tampa instead of 33626, comes out there's a 33625, then use a 12, a 18, a 12. So you can see how sporadic it is. They're not, So here it is. If somebody goes in there and they put in dentist and they put in just Tampa or Tampa, Florida, this is what they're going to see. They're going to see all the paid stuff. So that's good for the paid people. They paid their money. People are going to see them. But are they? Who are they going to see? Probably those first 6, I would say. Those seem to be like they're locked in there. So I just don't think this is the best way to advertise. And I did another thing here, and with the 33626, you can see there's 32, 27 of the 33625, 12 of the 33635, and you can see we did it for the other listings also. So I just don't think that was the best way to advertise. Now here's another one. This is another quick example. This is a magazine, the Home Mag, beautiful magazine, comes out, and it comes out once a month. And I happen to get one in my neighborhood, and other people get them too in these different neighborhoods. And it's very nice. It's very nice, well put together, and looks real nice. But once again, it's just a magazine. Once people lay it down, it's gone. I mean, people aren't, unless somebody really puts it on a part of their house where they're going to continue to look at it when they want to look for your business. It's really not the best way to advertise either. I mean, it's very attractive, don't get me wrong. It makes your business look beautiful, but does it get you customers? That's the one thing you want to think about. Does it get me customers? So as we move down, you see, as you open it up, you see it's very nice looking, especially the one page. Those are really pretty. And then when you go to the other pages, they're a little crowded, but still, they're still nice looking ads. But do they get you the customers that you want? And as you go down, you open it up. Here's another one. So I just took this garage one on the left side here because it's nice looking and there's not a whole lot of stuff on there, so it's easy one to read and stuff like that. It's got the phone numbers and stuff like that. And one thing they do have the QR code, which is very wise. But the only problem with that is they're sending you to a mobilized website that they made. So once people go in there and then they turn their phone off and then they go back to look for you again, and if they go in Google search or whatever, they're not going to find your business. They're going to find this tap in, and even if they're lucky, I tried to find them. When I went back in and looked for them, I couldn't even find them. And then especially if you've got 3 or 4 of these that you looked at, you got to remember, well, who was 2421 and who was this and who was that. And so it's very nice. It's very attractive. I think it's great for people who respond right away, that want to scan it and look at it. I think that will work out great. But in the long run, is this the best way to advertise? It's pretty, but does it bring you clients? Now here's another thing I want you to look at. What if that QR code was like this and they scanned it and it actually ended up on somebody's phone as an icon? Wouldn't that be better? They can find you easily. You're being branded on their phone, and even if you don't even look at the branding factor, it's just that they can find you easily. They just tap on it and pop, you pop up. And then also it puts you one-on-one because now you can communicate with your customers. So that makes it really powerful. So I want to show you how that works with the CA plan. The CA plan consists of an IBA and 2 NAs, and I'm going to explain what those are. First of all, we're going to talk about the IBA, the Individual Business App. And this is what you find out there people selling our business apps. And we've taken it and we made 4 of the different apps from it. The Neighborhood app, as you can probably guess, is what one of the other ones is. So out of the Individual Business app, it was in a time when apps first came out, people were spending anywhere from $15,000 to $300,000, and that's why only big businesses were getting it. And small businesses, it says 15. Very seldom did someone get one for 15. It was generally around 30,000 up to 300,000. And these big businesses understood the power of them. And this was in the early stages, and so that's what it cost to make them. But today, we have the technology and software to make business apps affordable for small business now. And so today, the apps cost anywhere from about $5,000 and less. And actually, I read an article about a week ago where the average app out there right now, that if you can find one out there, are selling anywhere from generally about $5,000 to $6,000. Now, there are many features and benefits with an app. We're not going to go over, you got one-touch calling and things like that. Video, I mean, that's powerful videos. You can show videos on your apps. That's great advertisement. And so there's a lot of features. But to me, one of the most powerful feature or benefit, how you want to classify it, is the push notification system. This is what keeps you one-on-one with your customers. It's really powerful. Now, people have their smartphones within 10 feet 24/7. And you probably know this. If you have a smartphone or just a feature phone, you know how true that is. You've probably always got your phone near you. Okay, now we're going to look at the Neighborhood app. The Neighborhood app is for a neighborhood now. This one happens to be for a neighborhood called Fawn Ridge. And you can see in here there's a lot of tabs on it. Now, apps are actually becoming what they are being known as the the new websites. And what it is, they're showing up on smartphones. And 70% of people now, in a couple of years, about 85%, I think by 2013, I think by next year, 2013, they're predicting that 85% of the people are going to go on the internet through their mobile device. So that's why this is so powerful, because people have their phones with them, and this is how people are looking for your business, is through their phone. So with these tabs down here at the bottom, we have a home tab now. The home tab on these, if somebody has a property manager, with this neighborhood does, we set that up kind of with the property management information in there. So when people have something in the neighborhood, they need to get a hold of somebody, they get a hold of their property management. The next tab over was actually for the neighborhood itself. And one thing with these neighborhoods, especially the homeowner association, they want to get in touch with people. Biggest thing you always hear from the homeowner associations is no one shows up for the meeting. And first of all, because no one knows about them. You might read it in, we have a neighborhood magazine that comes out, and we might read it there. They claim to send out a postcard. I've been in this neighborhood 15 years. I've never got a notice that there was a meeting. And then when they send them out, the meetings are always during the middle of the month, and so you forget about it. So people just don't go to them. And so this would be a great way they could advertise, letting people know a couple days ahead of time, and a week ahead of time, and the day before, and the day of, and stuff like that. They can do that through the push notification. Also, there's articles and stuff that are in our newsletter that could actually go into here also. And why would people go in here and look at this stuff? Because they live in the neighborhood. They want to know what's going on in their neighborhood. Then we have these other tabs, and we have some other features in there also besides just that. Like we have a 24-hour crime watch and websites for that, where people can sign up and have them emailed to them and stuff like that with the crime going on in the zip code or in the neighborhood. And then these other tabs are set up for businesses, and these are businesses that come inside the neighborhood, like pool service, lawn service, AC service, pest control, any kind of construction, plumbing, room addition, roofing, you just name it, the list just goes on and on. And then also for the brick and mortar type of businesses that are outside the neighborhood, like your restaurants, your hair salons, auto repairs, dentists and doctors' offices, and that list just goes on and on. So there's, generally we have anywhere from 20 to 25 people that are, advertisers that are listed in there. Okay, so that pretty well tells you most of the stuff with the neighborhood app. But then I had one advertiser ask me that, well, what about people who cannot download the app? And that is a big concern, So we kind of thought about it. And we said, well, how can we correct that problem? There will be residents in the neighborhood who don't have a smartphone or don't want to download the app or whatever the case may be. So we set up a neighborhood app website that goes along with the app. So now when a push notification goes out through the app to all the homeowners, the people who don't have an app or just want to sign up for the website also, we'll receive it through what's known as a blog. We'll send it out as a blog, and people who follow the website will get that through their email system. So it works out great. So now we found a way to target everyone in the neighborhood. And then what we like our advertisers to do is monthly give out new coupons and give the residents of the neighborhood some great deals. And so what we did, we have from the neighborhood app and also from the website, we send they'll see it on their phone or through the website. They'll see the coupons, and because we send them all to a neighborhood coupon website that we have. So it works out great. Okay, then what we came up, putting those two apps together, the IBA and the neighborhood app, we put up what we call a combined app, or CA as we call it, which consists of the IBA individual business app and two neighborhood apps. And it works like this. We have two neighborhood apps, also with the two neighborhood website, and naturally we send people to the neighborhood app coupon website. So that works out really great. Now what's going to happen, a lot of these homeowners are going to come, want to do business with you alone. So they're going to want to download just your business app, your individual business app. And that's why we give you the individual business app to go along with you. So that's part of the plan. And so now these people can download your app individually. Now you're one-on-one with that customer. All the messages that go from the IBA are going to your customers direct. They're not going as the neighborhood app. In the neighborhood app, we're doing stuff for the neighborhood to get people to go in there and look at it. We're talking about the homeowner association. We may talk about some crime, or maybe there's going to be a picnic or a garage sale, whatever's going on. That goes in the neighborhood app because people want to know what's going on in the neighborhood, so they're going to open it up and look at it. Now with the individual app, people want to know what's going on with it also, and so they're going to download your individual app because they want to do business with you. So that makes it real powerful. So it's just giving you more of a chance to have individual contact with individual customers. So you can see how that works and how powerful that's going to be for you. And then also with the IBA, you're going to use that for all your business, all your advertisement, your letterhead, anything you send out, you're going to have your app on there because you want people to download it. These will be people who aren't even in these neighborhoods, just anybody. You want them to download your app, and then this way they know every time a message goes out, you're sending it. They're going to get it. They can live on the other side of the county or city or whatever, and you're still going to get in contact with them through that app. So now that kind of puts you ahead of the competition. So let's see what we got here. We have a limited number of businesses that can advertise per category. Now, as you see, it's based on the size of the subdivision or the neighborhood, however you want to classify it. Now, for instance, that neighborhood that I was just showing you, the first one has just under 700 people in it, residents, homes, and the other one had almost 3,000, just under 3,000. So you can see quite a bit of the difference. So generally in a smaller neighborhood, we're going to send out about allow three advertisers per category. And then in the larger business or neighborhoods, we're going to allow probably up to about 5 businesses to advertise in. So we want to have competition, but we don't want to overload the competition. We don't want to be beautiful ads in there. But the problem is now I saw pool companies in there and deck companies and concrete and all this stuff, and there must have been 10 of each. I mean, that's just too much. People want a choice, but we have to put a limit on how many people can advertise in there. To be fair to you, the advertiser, you're the business guy. If you got 10 of you guys in there doing the same thing, it's going to make it pretty hard for you to get your share of the business. So that's why we do that. It's like first come, first serve. So people who get in here quickly, the advertisers, your business, you're going to see the best results right away. The other thing is that now you have direct contact with all your customers through the IBA, through the individual business app. You're one-on-one with all your customers through that push notification. Also, this is all your customers, not just ones that are in the neighborhood apps, but all your customers. And then as time goes on, if you want to get in more neighborhood apps, you can add more neighborhood apps to your program. The neighborhood app allows you also to be one-on-one with your residents in a particular neighborhood, like either one of the neighborhoods that you saw there, for instance. Now, when I say one-on-one, it's a little different because the advertisements in there, we're sending out push notification. And with push notification, you can't just blasting them out all day long to people. I mean, people will get upset with that, so they'll want to cancel you out. They want to delete you from it. But these are homeowners, so they want to know about the stuff that comes in about their neighborhoods. That's why we try to do six to eight push notifications about the neighborhood stuff. And then also with the business people, we put out there that the coupons are there when the new ones come out at the beginning of the month. And then don't forget to go visit your advertisers in here. These are people, and people will want to see your coupons because what do they want to do? They want to save money. They want to do business with you. They want to save money, so they're going to go there and look. Those are the types of ads or push notifications that go out with the neighborhood app, with the individual business app. These are ones that you're sending out that you want your customers to get. Also, with those neighborhood apps, we have those websites that go with it, especially the one that keeps everybody in contact with you that live in that particular neighborhood. We don't leave anybody out. If they don't have an app, they can get you through the neighborhood website. Then we have that coupon website that you can send anybody to that coupon website from your IBA and etc. Or if somebody just comes in and you want to tell them about that website, you can send them to your coupon website also. It's a great value to you. You can use that coupon website for in any way you see fit for yourself, besides just doing it with the app system. Okay, so we have 3 total apps. We have the IBA and the 2 neighborhood apps. We also have 3 total websites. You have the coupon website and the 2 neighborhood websites. So that's really big and powerful. All this is controlled with just one low monthly feed for all. Okay, now what is the cost for this powerful marketing? Well, the individual business app, generally for us, we generally charge anywhere from $1,250 to $2,500. Remember I said apps are running anywhere from $5,000 to $6,000 as a rule of thumb. But we sell them $1,200 to $2,500 depending on your business. Then also it has a monthly feed. Our monthly feed starts at $119.95. You got to realize now each one of these apps we have a back office with them that we have to pay for, and then we also have the hosting fee that we pay for. So that takes a big chunk of that money right there, and then we maintain the app ourselves. On top of that, so it just covers costs mainly. Okay, then with the neighborhood app, basically seeing the same thing with the NA. We have a $250 setup fee to put you in there because you're going in there with other advertisers, so the cost can be a lot less. And then the monthly maintenance fee runs $59.95. But we have a special offer with our coupon app, our CA as we call it, which consists of the one IBA IBA, the individual business app, the 2 neighborhood apps, 2 neighborhood app websites, and the coupon website, all for just $450. What a bargain. I mean, you can't buy an individual business app from anybody at that price. We're giving you an individual app, supposed to be putting you in the 2 neighborhood apps, and we're the websites that go with it, and the coupon system. This is a bargain. And also for a monthly maintenance fee of $119.85. So that's powerful. You know, you're basically getting your 3 apps at $450, and then each month $119.85. And that's powerful, and you're one-on-one with a lot of your customers this way. Now, I want to explain something to you. I want to talk to you about open rate with your customers. Now, text messages and push notifications, those type of systems, have an open rate of 97%. And most people can kind of look at what you do with yours. When you get a text or whatever, you probably pretty well open it. Most people do. 97% of people do. There are actually ways that we track this, that in the market that's being tracked. Yeah, we know when people open them, when people don't open them. And the thing about it, with most people, if they don't open it, which, you know, somebody's driving, we don't want to open stuff like that, it actually ends up in their, we have a message tab, so it ends up there, so they'll see it at a later time also. Plus, with that 97% open rate, you know, you got to realize, of 100 people, 97 are going to open it. That's powerful. So what I did, I put this on a chart to kind of explain it to you a little bit easily here. Here's the open rate of 97%, and here's the monthly sends. And like I said, you don't want to overbearing people with sending out messages. And we'll teach you what we believe is the best way to do that, because you want people to, people want to open your messages. That's why they download your app. They want the savings, and they want to know about your business and stuff like that. But mainly they're interested in what you're going to do for them, how much money you're going to save them. So that's what they're, that's why they download your app. And plus, you're convenient to get a hold of and stuff like that. So we took this chart here, and you can see we have the number of sends, and then we have the customer. Go through one more thing. Say if you're going to have a sale next weekend. So say the day's Monday, and next weekend you want to have a sale. So on Monday you could send out a notice. Hey, next Monday, the name of your business and etc. We're having a big sale next weekend. You send this out on your IBA, your individual business app, and you're saying we're going to have a sale next weekend. And then on say Thursday you do say, hey, don't forget this weekend we're having a sale. Maybe on Friday, hey, tomorrow don't forget our big sale. And then on Saturday and Sunday, maybe that morning before you open your doors, you send them out early in the morning, so when people open, wake up and they look at their phones, they see your push notification, and it's just a reminder. So you just send out 5 in that shorter period of time, and that's not bad, because you're just reminding people of something that they want to know about. Okay, and then another thing would be, say you're a restaurant business. You just use a restaurant business. Say you own a Joe's Pizza, and it's a slow day, and you know this is going to be a slow day. And you can do this anytime you want, but just say it's a slow day. You could send out a quick push notification, say it's 3 o'clock or 2:30 or something like that, and you can send out a push notification, free crazy bread for the next 30 or from the hours of 4 to 7. However you want to classify, your own business, you'll figure this out. Free crazy bread with your pizza order or something like that, or something else, a free drink, or however you would do it. Free pizza bread or crazy bread or whatever you call it. People would go crazy over that, and they'll flock in there to get that. 2 for 1, 2 pizzas for the price of 1, whatever the case may be, and whatever your business is, you could use that same strategy. So it's real powerful, because in these days that things are slow, you can actually boost up a lot of business, and we'll give you those kind of ideas of what you can do as you get into the app with us. Okay, I want to give you another example. Let's say you got, don't forget, monthly fee is $119.85. So that's how powerful that is. Got to realize, I just showed you sending out 5, maybe 6 push notifications, and it only costs you $119.85. You send out another 5, it only costs you $119.85. You can't do that with magazines or anything else. Don't forget the videos and stuff like that we have in here. Let's say you've got 1,000 customers now that have signed up. And it won't take you long to start getting people to download your app. Just with the neighborhoods, you're going to get quite a few people, probably 1,000 from just those 2 neighborhoods. And then your other business that comes inside your business, or that you visit if you're a service type business. So you got 1,000 of them. And let's say you send out 5 push notifications. Now, if you've got a 97 open rate, that means out of those 1,000 people that you hit, they opened up your push notification 4,850. If they open it once, they're going to open up again and again and again. And the second time around, the third time around, each time around, it made some of those that didn't open it the first time may be opening it the second. So going with that there's a 97% open rate. You send out to 1,000 customers 5 times, they saw that ad 4,850 times, just by habit of people opening up their push notifications. So that's really big. And what it cost you? $119.85. You sent out 15 of them. What it cost you? You can see that. So Here, let's kind of break this down. So you got 11985, and you divide that for 4,850 people who actually opened it, and actually, it's almost the same cost, little less if you put the 5,000 in there, because you sent out, you would have sent it out 5 times. 5,000 people would have saw it. You send it out to 5,000 times, to 1,000 customers. So anyway, it costs you every time you send it out less than 2.5 cents. That's powerful, inexpensive. So let's take another look at it. Say you got 5,000. Just look how many times you sent it out. You sent messages out to those 5,000 people. Those numbers, people are going to start coming into your business or calling you on the phone to come out to their home, whatever the case is. So this is powerful marketing, and this is where marketing is headed. As a business owner, you have to kind of look at this idea and see how powerful it is. Mobile marketing is the future of marketing. All right, so what I want you to do now is to contact us. You can contact us through ownanapptoday@gmail.com. To me, I prefer that way. Or you can call us at 813-863-1108. Now, most likely you're going to get a voicemail on that, because that's generally what we use that phone for, is just to receive messages, to take messages. So leave a message with your contact information and the best time to call you back. We want to get you set up here. Make a decision, that you want to do this. This is going out to a lot of people, and we don't want you to miss out on it. It's one of those first come, first serve. Now, if you don't get in and you want to go ahead and get an IBA, we can go ahead and get you set up with that. And we can also set you up with a combined plan and kind of set you up with future neighborhoods and stuff like that. The best thing to do is just call now and go ahead and make that decision. Spend that $450 for the most powerful marketing ever. And then 11985. We're not asking you to spend money on something. Maybe divert some money that you have going to other advertisements. That's not really working for you. Just divert those funds over here and try this out. And once you do, you're going to be so happy. Especially the marketing that you can do through the video. I mean, video is powerful out there. And you'll have video on your app. So when people open up your app, they can see videos. We encourage businesses when somebody opens it up to introduce their staff and stuff like that. People feel at home when they see that on their phones now. So anyway, get in contact with us on an app today at gmail.com, 813-863-1108. Leave a message, and we look forward to doing business with you and help you grow your business. Thank you very much.